So hey everyone, it's another book review off camera. I want to give a shout out to my wonderful husband, the Nova Project, who is currently kind of managing my channel, and not like a lot, but just like scheduling things, doing thumbnails, uh, etc. He's going to edit this one for me and put pictures in of this book review because he kind of made a point that I didn't think about before, and we're going to cover the Life is Strange new comic of Forget-Me-Not. And in the last ones, I basically showed most of the comics, and he made a point of maybe people being able to read it. So I've chosen some really pretty pictures out of this comic, and either as we are currently speaking or at some point within the next few minutes, he will be able to edit the photos. Because he's a great editor and I'm shit, and I've only recently learned how to put two clips together, and I was really happy when I found out how to do that. All this time I've had my mobile phone and I didn't know how to do that, and then I recently found out. And then I was like, this is so much easier to record for ASMR videos and stuff. But yeah, anyway, so he'll attach the photos. Anyhow, he does it. But anyway, so this is not following on from Max. Max is mentioned in this comic at the very beginning, but she is not in it. This is entirely focusing on Alex and Steph. And this is also focusing on a new character called Lily. Um, so unfortunately, we do find out that in this timeline, if I remember correctly, that we do find out some sad news about Kate. Obviously, if you played the video games, because these are based off the video games, True Colors. Okay, for those of you who played Life is Strange, the first ones, my husband's very keen to butt in. There is a choice with Kate of saving her if you didn't do the right dialogue or in the right order. I had to like watch someone else's video because I wanted to save Kate. I didn't want her to jump off the school building. But in this timeline, she did jump off the school building, and Steph has a lot of guilt and regret because obviously Steph went to the same school as Chloe, Max, Rachel, and Kate. So when I read that bit, I was kind of really sad because Kate is such a sweet, she's a religious girl, but she's a really sweet character. And, I kind of feel bad for Kate and that she didn't get more kind of around her character, because she was bullied and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like she should have her own character. Not her own character, her own comic or whatever. There is some standalone books, which is Heat Waves, and there's another one, which I can't remember what it's called, that are, I think they're either novels or they're duologies with this two books. Duologies. Looking at my husband to make sure I got that right. The third co-host is here, Stazzy Pan. He helped with the reading by being a comforter. Yeah, so I haven't read Heat Waves yet, and I haven't read the other paperback book that came out. They are not comics. But yeah, this one is basically about how Steph and Alex are wanting to be musicians and they want to become bigger. And they want to find like a label. They do find a label, but the label turns out to be a complete arse by wanting to change, I think, how Alex looked and wanting Alex to be blonde and stuff like that. And then I think Steph is just like, she says something, and I wish I would have tabbed the page now, but in the nicest possible way to. Oh, she says hashtag these nuts as a fuck you. But yeah, they find Lily, and Lily has similar powers to Alex, where she can take people's memories and she can also give them back. And she's been collecting these memories and they've been eating Lily up inside. So Alex and Steph are helping Lily to return these memories so Lily doesn't have all of the strain of the emotions, as Alex can kind of see the colours of the emotions, so like red for angry, stuff like that. But yeah, the illustrations are really, really pretty. There is some other detail in there, but I feel like they didn't, I don't know, I kind of feel like it wasn't as important for the plot, so I just take the main stuff. So obviously Lily having powers and Alex and Steph helping. I mean, the True Colors game is super, super gorgeous and pretty. I've played it, it's on my channel. I think my husband is planning on doing the Life is Strange series at some point, but I think Morgan, I'm going to mention Morgan, he appears on the other channel a lot in gameplay, but barely in barely in movie reviews. We still want to get that wanted t-shirt out for him as a little joke that we've got going. I think he was considering starting it, and he was like, if you all know the Life is Strange franchise, you know about how Life is Strange 2 is a hit and miss game. Like, I just can't stand the younger child in Life is Strange. He acts like an entitled brat, and I'm sorry. I have it in my collection. I'm never going to get rid of Life is Strange 2. I don't think I'm going to go back and 100% it for the Plat Trophy. I think that's probably why my husband's delaying it, because he's got the thing where if he does one in the series, he has to do them all. And I'm just like, you're not being paid for it. You could just skip Life is Strange 2. But he's like, I can't do that. I need to do that. And he has to do it in the order of the game as well. But also he's got other stuff in the works. But I think he can agree that Life is Strange 2 did not hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same as the other Life is Strange. I mean, I love the first Life is Strange. Luckily, my hubby got the remasters on Xbox, I think. Oh, on PlayStation. So I can always go back and do that if I want. I think I was starting to, actually. And then I stopped. But yeah, the remasters are really pretty as well. And obviously the first Life is Strange will always have a place in my heart, because that's what got me hooked onto the franchise. But the True Colors is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Like the graphics, the storylines, you know, when Alex sees people's like aurora with the memories, especially like the golden memories, it's just such a beautiful game, and I highly recommend it. And it, I think it's amazing. Yeah. What did you want me to say?
I'm saying how if they're watching the video, they're probably aware of it. It is picking me up. You're probably already aware of the games if you're watching this review of the comic or graphic novel, whatever you want to call it.
So yeah, so that's basically the summary of it, of Lily, Alex, and Steph helping Lily to like return memories, and they also try and find her father, but her biological father was in an accident and can't even remember his own daughter, and basically doesn't want nothing to do with her because of her powers, which shit father, right? he could go in the shit father. Oh yeah, I can relate to that, but yeah, but he can remember his, I think it was his mum's funeral or something, but he can't remember his own daughter. But in the story, it did say that he did not accept her because of her powers, and she was like an abomination. So yeah, I would be quite happy if the father got killed off in this. Yeah, but again, they've done a stunning job with with the comics. The pictures are super, super pretty. Obviously, this is Elle. This is pride friendly because they're both lesbians and stuff. So yeah, it kind of fits. And there's all these. What I like about this is it doesn't go like chapter 1, chapter 2. It just So I think they had like some sort of thing where they asked the fans to make covers at one point, and there's everyone's like covers and artwork in here. Yeah, they're on the front. So we've got Zoe, Claudia, and who?
Zoe Farragut, Claudia Leonardi, and Andrea Izzo.
Yeah, so they are doing
their cover. They'll be in the
thumbnail. But yeah, and then obviously in the front you get a recap. What I like about the Life is Strangers in the last books, they had, like previously in the comic, they had a page just dedicated to what happened in the games and what would happen in alternative universes. And in here you've got, Life is Strange is a world of choices and a multiverse of infinite possibilities. So yeah, so it just kind of gives you the rundown of the previous kind of thing, and obviously Chloe and Rachel were, because Rachel died in the games, but in the graphic novels she's alive. But yeah, if you want something really short to read, there's a comic based on a game, and you love Life is Strange, this is definitely something you have to have in your collection. And again, I admire this more for the pictures because, as I say, it is stunning artwork, absolutely pretty. And yeah, I think it's a really, really good book.
I have to ask, would you recommend it to someone who's never played the games?
Yeah.
Would you say that you don't have to play the games?
I think realistically, play the games, because with the Life of Strangers, there are different choices or different roads. You can watch the playthroughs of all of them in the Life is Strange franchise folder / DLCs. There's 151 videos. I even did Captain Spirit, which was like a short one. That was only 6 episodes. That's the child who's got like special abilities. No. No, I think it was just like a play around they did. Yeah. But yeah, I think you need to play the games first and then read the comics in order to, because obviously with Arcadia Bay, you can either sacrifice Arcadia Bay to save Chloe or kill Chloe in order to save Arcadia Bay, and nobody knew what the ending should have been. Like with Kate, I thought she was meant to survive, but then in this book, Forget-Me-Not, she died. Mm. Yeah, it's a whole yeah, it's like a whole multiverse. So yeah, it's interesting with all these different timelines. I mean, I've recently watched the OA, which is a similar thing of a time jump and go into different realities. That was trippy. That took a while for me to get my head around. But personally, I would recommend play the games first. Read the comics. I'm not sure what order you would put the books, the paperback books in, the 2 that came out. They were by Brittany Morris, if I pronounced that correctly. Heat Waves. So I'm not sure where Heat Waves and the other one would sit in place because I haven't read them. And I don't even know if there's a list out there with the correct order to read them in. But if you are new to Life is Strange and you got this far into my video, leave a flower emoji so I know. Yeah, I'm one of those people. When you play Life is Strange, I would do Before the Storm first, then Life is Strange, then Life is Strange 2, then True Colors, then the DLC for True Colors. Then read the 6 comics of the Life is Strange with Max, Chloe, and Rachel. and then read Forget-Me-Not, and then possibly I'll get back to you when I've read the novels and done the review, and then I will do this all over again. But yeah, if you really like the artwork and the art style, and I'm not a comic person myself. Like I would never read the Walking Dead comics or anything like that because it's just not my cup of tea. But for someone who's not a comic person, I really love the Life is Strange comics because, like I say, I love the artwork. There's more artwork. There's less, words on some pages. You've just got different blocks of the artwork and no words. So yeah, it is a really quick read. It is a fast read. If you're in a reading slump and you need something to get out of it, then this will be for you. But anyway, I'm going to stop going on. I feel like I've been going on for ages. But yeah, I give this 5 stars. I love it. I would recommend my husband to do it. I will try and get him to do them at some point. That'll be when he's 80 years old, crippled and in a wheelchair. Another story is I've trying to get my husband to be a bookworm, and I've managed to do it by taking him to a diamond art class where he made his own bookmark. So now that's encouraging him to read. He's currently reading Alien, which I believe is based on the films. He's currently doing some book reviews himself, so I'd appreciate it if you could go over and support him because he's just started. By the looks of it, there's another couple of Alien books on the back. If you're an Alien fan, I would pop over to his channel. But yeah, he says this is based on the film. I thought there was a TV show. Or am I wrong? There's a TV show coming, so he's gonna read the book and watch the film, and he's gonna compare the two and do that on his channel. As I'm a lazy cunt, and if it's already on TV or a film, I will not be reading the books because I would watch. I'm lazy. I do one or the other. If it's a fucking film or a TV show, I'm gonna watch that. I'm not gonna bother with the books. I'm not doing that. I did it. I did it once with The Hobbit. I'm never doing that again. Where I watched The Hobbit, got the extended editions for the sake of Foreign Oakenshield, found out. Thank you, Francis, for telling me that Richard Armitage is gay. I'm never gonna forgive you for that. She's someone I used to volunteer with. We're still friends. But yeah, she basically dropped the bombshell that he was gay. Ruined my teenagehood and all my fantasies. Thank you, Francis, for that. I'll never forgive you for that. But yeah, I read the Hobbit book and then compared them. And yeah, I'm just too lazy, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna do the books, and not the books and the film. But my husband will do the books and the film. I'm done.
Give an outro somewhere else.
Laters.